This is Sad Bell with the Kansas City Soccer Journal. With me, I have head coach Ryan Pore from UMKC, the Ruse. Uh, Big victory yesterday, sir. How you feeling today?
Yeah, feeling great, obviously. We had been putting groundwork in terms of the committee going into the game, just because we felt like our resume was good enough to get an at-large. But we also knew we had a chance to play for a trophy. And so, we were kind of going down two different avenues. The coaches were kind of trying to play the political side behind the scenes, but also prepare our team to play a final. And luckily, we've been in that environment now the last 3 years, and we're comfortable in that environment. And I mean, Denver's an extremely tough place to play with the elevation, and obviously a very, very good team, a mature team, and couldn't be more proud of the guys' preparation all week and going in to play for each other and to lift a team trophy.
And since I didn't specifically say this, you guys won the Summit League championship trophy yesterday. You went in as the second seed to the first seed Denver,
Yep.
and they took the lead early, but you guys clawed back, took the lead or tied it up, then took the lead on a couple of set pieces, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, when you're playing a team for the third time, you try to find margins in which you can really make some progress in the games. And obviously, we know each other very well, having played each other here in Kansas City earlier in the season, and then obviously in Denver. And we're a team that we work on set pieces, but we don't spend a ton of time on it. And it just kind of happened to be we've been really, really close on scoring on corner kicks all season, and so we didn't really make changes until the final. We still went to the same areas that we normally go to, just from a different spot. And we actually worked on it Friday, and we were kind of laughing that maybe we need to start prioritizing it a little bit more. And obviously, in those finals, playing a team a third time, you have to find those ways to score different type of goals. And really proud of the guys for being able to accomplish that and being prepared and yeah, scoring in different ways.
When because I've been watching this team a little closer this year than I have maybe some years. Just been a little more opportunity, both you guys and the women's side. They started off really strong in preseason, but kind of faltered a little bit as the conference season went on. And you guys, like, I don't want to say struggled, but it was not a definite dominant preseason for you guys. But then as the league went on, you guys just got better and better. Is that fairly accurate?
Yeah, I think as the season progressed, we felt more and more confident with our team. Obviously, as a coaching staff, we brought in 14 new players, so for us, it was starting to get to know our team a little bit better. And one thing that's been really good for our team is we can score goals in multiple ways. And I think this is 13 games now. We've scored at least one goal, and so I think that puts pressure on teams. They know they have to score at least two goals to beat us. And when we go down a goal, which we've kind of done the last couple games. We know there's still comfort within the team. We know we're capable of scoring goals, and I think that adds a little bit more comfort within the team. And so, the middle of the season, we kind of found our way a little bit and really hit our stride. Obviously, beating Denver at home was good, and then we got hit with some adversity in the middle of the season in conference by losing to the St. Thomas team that quite frankly wasn't a great team and at home. And we could have went two different ways there. Losing to a team like that, you could really bounce back or really let it derail your season. And I'm really proud of the guys for fighting through and winning some big games after that and give us a chance in the final. And I think the difference with this team is we didn't really sneak into the NCAA tournament. We were 38 in the RPI last or going into the game, and I think we had done enough up until the final, and obviously winning that final, we're up to 22nd. And so this isn't a team that just snuck into the NCAA tournament. This is a team that won the third strongest league in the country, and that says a lot about what we're capable of doing at the next level.
And that's also something I failed to mention earlier is Denver was second ranked in one poll, fourth in another poll.
Yeah,
So this was not a slouch team. I mean, they're always one of the top teams in the Summit League. I think
yeah,
them and Oral Roberts, it seemed like they were one and two over the last few years. You guys were kind of like third or fourth for the last 3 or 4 years.
yeah,
But you've taken that step to climb up there and take them down. It's pretty
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I mean, we're comfortable in those environments. We enjoy playing Denver and competing against them. We know their system well. They know us well. It's a little bit of a chess match, which I think as coaches we like. I think the players like to play. We have to make adjustments during the game and cause them to make some adjustments. And like you said, that they were a mature team that have had guys that played a lot of college soccer, and that matters. And they haven't lost at home since 2022, and so to go in there and there was 1,500 people there yesterday, a great environment. to go into their place and beat them was quite remarkable. Not too many teams in the country are able to do that, and I think it just shows the maturity and the potential of this team moving forward.
When you came to, well, let's see, another note that I was going to mention is it's the first time the UMKC men have won the championship since 2008, I believe.
Yeah, yeah, that's
And when they did that, you were a few miles down the road playing for the Wizards.
Yep, exactly. So, obviously I know a lot about the city and the background of soccer here and where it's evolved to. And I always believed the location of the university, the ability to attract local talent on top of international talent. I always felt like it's a great place to be able to go to school and get a great degree and represent a city that is passionate about soccer. And I think we've continued to move forward in positioning ourselves. Obviously, you have Sporting, you have the second team of Sporting, you have the current. So it's a very competitive market, but we also have our own niche of being the only Division One team here in Kansas City, and we take great pride in that and representing our university and our community. And it's just it's a blessing to be part of that soccer community.
Yeah, and it's again, what kind of watching from afar a couple of those years, but it seems like you have started to attract more of the local talent to stay in the area. But you've also went international, and a couple of guys from France has played key roles for you this year.
Yeah,
Eli and Julian, is it
Julian.
Julian?
Yeah, yep,
I,
Julian. Yeah.
I tried to listen to the pronunciation, and I'm just terrible with that
Yeah,
stuff.
no,
So,
oh yeah.
uh,
I struggle with it at times too. And that's why I shorten LE to EK. We just call him EK. It's a little bit easier for me to say, and it's kind of taken on its nickname of its own. But
so
but
yeah,
yeah, you're right.
we'll
I
go with
mean,
EK for now.
yeah, EK. EK is the safer bet.
I've seen those guys play, and I mean they have some real quality. But just tell me what like those two guys, and maybe a couple of the other guys on your team that have just meant a lot to you this season.
Yeah, I mean EK is leading the country in game-winning goals with six.
Wow.
That's a huge stat. So he not only has he scored goals this season, he's scored important goals, and he's got 12 goals on the season. I mean, I think he's a guy that has the ability to play at the next level. Julian is in his second year with us. I think he's one of the best deep line playmakers in all of college soccer, and 8 assists from a deep midfield role is pretty impressive. Had both services and the set pieces, has great quality in terms of his set piece. And so, yeah, I mean, those guys have really led us all season. And then the supplemental pieces in terms of the local guys, Brevin Cole, Bryson Gosh, that's been really cool to see their maturation through our program. And I obviously I'm an American. I love to see the U.S. guys get their chance. Maybe that weren't recruited highly, but competing at an awfully high level. And they've definitely developed within our program, and that's fun as coaches to see is those local guys. And then hopefully we can keep attracting those local guys in terms of, that's important for us to play with Kansas City guys within our lineup. Brandon McGaw, our goalkeeper, local as well. And so anytime those guys get to wear Kansas City across their chest and be from local, I believe that means something special to them.
Yeah, that's got to be it's got to mean a lot to those guys. When you first came to UMKC, it was 2020. It's got to be a little hard to take over a new program, not a new program, but be the new coach for a program at that time. And just can you talk about how that's been for you a little bit? Taking over then and then,
Yeah.
like I said, I think the team's been better each year that you've been here.
Yeah.
From again, I've watched a little closer this year than a couple years, but just from watching it, it seems like it has been a better team each year.
Yeah, I mean, really challenging in terms of obviously taking a program over. I got the job January 2020. COVID kind of hits March of that year, and everything kind of shuts down. And one of the things I love about college soccer is just building relationships with players, and obviously the whole university in itself. And that was really taken away from us for the first year. And so, not only was I taking over a program, I don't know the players, right? I didn't recruit any of the players, but then I was also told that there's social distancing and certain restrictions we had in terms of building relationships. And so a lot of communication we had was over Zoom like this or social distancing. And so we try to be creative in terms of building relationships, but it obviously was very challenging. And I think that hindered us for a year or two. As we tried to build a program, and it was a little bit slower process than I was hoping for, but obviously having our guys now and all those restrictions gone, and having a little bit more comfort with the players that we have is I think taken off. And I think it's an extremely tight-knit group, player-led, and that's always the vision we saw. It just maybe took a little bit longer than we were wanting to, but we all knew the resources and the facilities and the city was in place of the top tier talent we could recruit to Kansas City, and obviously having a year like we do now will help us in recruiting even more strong student athletes. But really, just proud of all the past student athletes that we've had. I mean, each year, like you said, we've gotten better and better. This is our third straight final, and I think that says a lot about the past players and the program in itself.
So so next year we're gonna have to make Denver come to you guys, right?
Yeah, that's that. You know what? I mean, that is the hope. Obviously, we want to continue to host big games here in Kansas City, but I think with this, that was our seventh road win this year. I think it set a school record, and we are a team. And I tell the guys all the time, we're not scared to go play anywhere, any place. And the guys have been really responsive to that. So, of course, we want to do that here in Kansas City, but we also understand that we aren't afraid to go travel anywhere to play anyone.
So I'm talking to you on Sunday. You won the championship on Saturday. On Monday, they announced the NCAA brackets, all
Yeah.
the teams and where they go and stuff like that. Do you have any clue how where you might end up or seeded or any of that stuff?
Well, going in again, I thought a resume at the 38 mark. I think we were already RPI. I thought we had a good chance at large. Well, you get a huge win against the third ranked, or sorry, at the time, second ranked RPI team. It bumped us up to now 22. And so I think we're one of maybe only five or six schools that have three top 10 RPI wins. And, I firmly believe we should be in, that host slash buy window. It's going to be obviously challenging maybe to get a bye the first round. But I think hosting a game Thursday was very realistic. I think it should happen. It's something we're fighting for as a university, as a program. So that would be a great achievement for us, and to be able to play an NCAA tournament game there at Durwood under the lights would be incredible.
If you guys are playing there on Thursday, I will absolutely 100% be there.
Good.
And I will encourage everybody to be there.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm really looking forward to that. Another championship caliber team in the city is always a good thing, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And again, we know our position within the city and where we stand, and we want to win trophies for our community, our university, and obviously the soccer program. And so we had a ton of individual awards this year. I think that we had over 12 guys within Summit League individual awards. But I told the guys on Friday night, man, I can tell you that as good as those individual awards feel, there's nothing better than holding a team trophy. And it was just great to see the celebration. I mean, the type of team that we have, the humbleness, the humility, to allow our team manager to put the little sticker there to show the championship, to have our trainer break down the team at the end of the championship. It just shows the type of team that we have, the type of characters that we have in terms of thinking about others. And really, that's what's made us good this year is we've been one team together the whole time, and through the thick and the thin, we've always stayed together. And I think that's what's allowed us to get to where we are now.
So you mentioned you had a bunch of guys that were on the Summit League, all Summit League teams and stuff like that. But you kind of have an award there yourself, Coach of the Year, right?
Yeah, which I hate that term. I hate the Coach of the Year award
Yeah.
because it should 100% be Staff of the Year. I am so fortunate and blessed to have an incredible staff that support me, challenge me. Rafa Martinez, I recruited him down. We always make this joke that he was one of the hardest recruits I've ever had because him and his family moved here from Iowa, and just an incredible human being, incredible coach, and fortunate to have him by my side. And then Filippo is a guy that played from Italy originally, that came over here to play at UMKC under Rick Benben, and got into coaching and has been an incredible, loyal goalkeeping coach who I think has a tremendous future ahead of him. And then Colin Ennis came to us from Boston University, just graduated, a former Sporting Kansas City Academy kid.
Yep.
And so he's been a great buffer between the players and the coaches this year, and I think has been just a great advocate for us. And so I'm just incredibly blessed to have a great staff and that support me and challenge me on a daily basis.
So I've not got a chance to go to one of your trainings. Maybe I'll try to do that this week if I get a chance, just to kind of watch if that's okay.
Yeah,
But I
absolutely.
remember watching you play for the Wizards and training with the Wizards and playing a lot of their games. And you went off to Portland and scored a bunch of goals for them when they were, I think, a USL team still.
Yep. Yep.
But do you still get in the mix every once in a while and play with those guys?
No, I don't. I've learned my lesson as a head coach that, I do have to make some tough decisions at time, and those players maybe liked when I'm on the field to tell me about those decisions. So it's a lot easier to stay in runners and have my whistle and stopwatch and let those guys compete at it. But I get my competition through them. We talk about competitiveness throughout our program all the time. Is you have to be competitor to play at UMKC, and so I'm able to kind of get my competitiveness through them, and I'm really proud of those guys for seeing our vision, believing in us as coaches. A great example is going to Denver. We played fairly defensive, and we're not a team that likes to do that. We're a team that likes to press teams and try to get the ball back. But we knew that was going to be a challenging environment, so we brought the team back a little bit, sat a little bit deeper, played a little bit more on the counter, and the guys didn't question it one bit. They trusted us, and and that belief shows a lot about our character of the team. So, obviously I was a forward, and so for us to score 50 goals this year, that's been real fun to see. It's kind of the team we've envisioned having as a team that's expansive, proactive, wants to go forward and score goals, and really proud of the guys for believing in that vision.
That's from the couple of games I saw in person and some that I've watched online. It is one of the things I've liked about this team is there was times when you guys were absolutely pressing and going forward, but there's times you had to sit back and absorb. And I thought they
Yep.
did. Again. I'm not the head coach of anything, but I watch for how people react to things and uh, how they make those decisions. And I've always felt that this team, even when they were struggling a little bit here or there, it was a well coached team. So that's a kudos to you, coach.
Well, I appreciate that. And, I mean, obviously we get all the Y Scout reports after the game that break down literally everything. And, obviously we want to be a team that plays with the ball and have possession. But going into the final, we were like, you know what, we're going to give up the possession. We're actually going to take away the spaces that Denver really want. And so I think if you look at the stats, they had 65% of the ball, but only 2 shots on goal. And so for me, when you look at things deeper, dive deeper into the numbers, is it's not always about statistics. It's not always about possession. But their
Yep.
box entries were low. Only 2 shots on goal. Only one save for our goalkeeper. Where we had 5 shots on goal. I just really proud. Like I said, I'm really proud of the guys to be able to adapt because that's what it takes at the top level. That's what it takes at the top Division 1 level is to be able to adapt. And we obviously know a lot about our opponents, and we went in with a great game plan. But it's not anything until your team executes, and they did a great job.
Cool. I appreciate the time, Coach. Is there any last words you want to like send out there to the world, or you know?
No, no, but we do appreciate obviously you, believing in UMKC soccer and help moving us forward, and we're very appreciative of that, and so we thank you for giving us the time and space here in Kansas City to help the Division 1 team.
Cool. I will. I hope to be out there Thursday and hope to see you guys advance into the tournament, man.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think we're a scary team to play. I told the guys that we got home late last night. We had a late flight and got home, and I told them to celebrate, but not celebrate too much because obviously Thursday becomes quickly. But we're extremely difficult team to play. We're a scary team to play, and our expectation is we make a run at this thing, but take it one game at a time.
Is that hard to restrain a bunch of college kids from celebrating a little bit?
It is. It is. We were all in college once, so I think it's important that for me, if they do it together. And so I'm not a guy. I have rules in terms of alcohol consumption in 72 hours, but there are certain moments where they need to get together and enjoy themselves, but also reel it back in when it
Yep.
gets you have to make sacrifices to compete at the highest levels, and they do that.
Part of winning is enjoying it, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We celebrate all wins here at UMKC, so
All
proud of
right.
those
Well,
guys.
congrats, Coach. Go Roos, and I will see you this week.
Awesome. Thanks, Dad.